Learning improvement can seem pretty simple: assess, intervene, and reassess. Practically, it's a bit more complicated. For example, how do faculty and students fit into the model? Stay tuned and find out. It's good to see you. This is Keston. Thanks for coming to my channel on learning assessment and improvement. If you like the content, please click on the subscribe button. In this video, we're going to dig deeper into learning improvement. We're going to talk about the relationship between instructors, the learning environment, and students. When I first started working with folks on learning improvement, I found it difficult to convey what learning improvement is in a short amount of time. After a bit of trial and error, I developed a tool to visualize learning improvement. My students call it the dot diagram. Let's take a look at it. We're going to set up this example by imagining a program that wants to improve its students' writing skills. Okay, here come the dots. And so on the left-hand side of the screen, we're representing faculty with these orange dots. The bigger the dot, the more effective that faculty member is at teaching writing skills. On the right side of the screen, we're representing students and their proficiency with writing. Again, the bigger the dot, the higher the proficiency. Let's move on to our first situation. So we have this faculty member 1. Notice that her circle is big, so she's really good at teaching writing. And we have these 12 students who are all low proficiency in writing, about ready to go into her class. So let's see what happens. These students go into the class, they receive this really good intervention, and they come out and they have moderate proficiency in writing. That's really great. Now, a construct like writing, you wouldn't think that a student would go from low proficiency to high proficiency in one class. So let's imagine that there's another class in the curriculum, 102, that students also receive some writing instruction. And these students go into class 102, section A, and is taught by faculty member 4, who is also really good at teaching writing. So let's see what happens. So students come out of this class with the high proficiency. So there's this great pass off between faculty member 1 and faculty member 4, and I'll call this vertical alignment. And between the two of them, students transform from low proficiency to medium proficiency to high proficiency. Often in programs, more than one faculty member will teach a course. Let's see what happens when we make this example more complicated. Now we have 3 different sections of class 101, section A, B, and C, taught by faculty members 1, 2, and 3. Again, all the faculty members are big circles, so they're really good at providing writing instruction. So let's see what happens here. All these students go in the sections and they come out with moderate proficiency. This is what I would call great horizontal alignment. So all these faculty members are really good at teaching writing, and they've all coordinated with each other with respect to class 101. So as in the earlier example, these students then take class 102, but now there are 3 sections, A, B, and C, taught by really great instructors for writing, faculty members 4, 5, and 6. Let's see what happens. These students come out high proficiency again. Wow, this is a really great learning system. So we have the situation where faculty are horizontally aligned across their classes and vertically aligned as well. As a result, all students enter the program with low proficiency. They go into 2 courses and end up with high proficiency in writing. Let's move on from Fantasyland to something more realistic. Notice that I changed up a couple of things here. So in class 101, section A and section B are taught by faculty members who have a small circle. So they're not very effective at teaching writing. Faculty member 3 remains a large circle. Can you guess what's going to happen to these students who go through these different sections? What's going to happen to those students who go through section A? How about those that go through Section C? Now I roll it, and the students come out. Is this what you guessed? So students coming out of Section A of Class 101 and Section B remain at that low proficiency level. The ones who met faculty member 3 in Section C end up being transformed from low proficiency to moderate proficiency. Let's see what happens when we go to the next class, 102. Note that faculty member 4 is a moderate circle, so she's moderately good at instructing writing. And faculty members 5 and 6 are small circles. Can you guess what's going to happen when students float down? Let's see. So these students who met faculty member 1 and faculty 4 are a hodgepodge between low proficiency and moderate proficiency. Not surprising, given they hit one faculty member who was not effective at all, and then one that was moderately effective. These poor students who hit faculty members 2, then 5, remain low proficiency throughout. And finally, the students who went through the Section Cs from faculty member 3 to faculty member 6 end up staying at moderate proficiency. But all this growth in writing came from Class 101 Section C taught by faculty member 3. Let's bring this concept home. How does the dot diagram relate to student learning improvement? The next slide will show us. Let's start with the contrast. Here's the learning system we just saw that's not very effective. And we'll compare it with the more effective system. In fact, what we want to do is we want to go from a system that produces these outcomes to a better system that produces these better outcomes. And that's really what improvement's about. It's how can we achieve this improvement? It's not just about having better scores, it's understanding that there are underlying systems that produce those scores. Related questions are, how can we make the program curriculum coherent? How can all faculty deliver the curriculum effectively? And how can assessment capture program level improvement? The example you just saw could also be related back to weigh pig, feed pig, weigh pig. So the first system had those outcomes that weren't so great. And you can imagine a program assessing student learning then. And then they transform themselves through faculty development, ensuring that the faculty are aligned horizontally and vertically. Then there are better outcomes at the other side that are reassessed. So you have assess, intervene, reassess, resulting in better student learning. There you have it, friends. You saw my dot diagram. I hope that helps you think through learning improvement. Thanks for hanging with me. If you like the content that you've seen, please hit subscribe. And if there are any other topics related to assessment or learning improvement and you want to hear more about them, let me know. I'll see you soon.